Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday thus far. This is Money Man's Minute, the Distinguished Gents podcast, doing my first MLB Weekend Review videos. Obviously, if you've checked out the channel, you see my daily short baseball videos. I'm going to be doing them throughout the baseball season, picks each day. So certainly check those out. But wanted to do something a little bit longer. I'm trying not to take up too much time, especially on an Easter Sunday like this. But just wanted to give some thoughts in terms of a week in review. Obviously, go over the betting record, go over sort of some initial impressions that I got over the week that may sort of impact what the plays are going to be moving forward. So that's the purpose of this video. And like I said, going to try and keep it as short as possible to not take up too much time. But first off, we'll start with the betting record, and it's been a great start. We're now 10 games over 500, 28 and 18 overall. We had a winning week, 21 and 14. The best bets could have been better, only 3 and 4 on the best bets, although we have won for those the last 2 days. So a winning week, a successful week, and as you know, individuals who may have checked out our channel before, seen our videos before, there's a prize when we do well, and the prize is this. This is what we call in our little common parlance a Schlager Sunday. So when you're successful, when you win a bet, you got to celebrate. And in this case, we had a winning week, so we're going to give ourselves a little bit of Goldschlager on a nice Sunday morning to celebrate. So hopefully, we will have many Schlager Sundays in the weeks to come. Congratulations to everyone out there who tailed and who made some money thanks to this channel. So, cheers to you. Oh, oh. See that hits a lot different after a night of UFC partying. So, and we'll discuss Big Bucks and I probably our UFC picks as a later date too. Didn't go as well as baseball, but anyway, we're here to talk about baseball and the initial impressions. So I guess the first thing to talk about is the Tampa Bay Rays have come out of the gates firing. There have been some teams that have played well. Atlanta's played well. They look great. Um, a couple other teams, the Yankees are doing what they're supposed to do. They look really good. Their offense is live. But nobody's had a better start than the Tampa Bay Rays. And I'll tell you what, and I've seen a lot of sharps talking about it, a lot of experts who know more than me talking about it. The Rays pitching staff is tremendous. I mean, you look up and down their rotation. I mean, they have some live arms. With the Rays, their bullpen is always going to be good. They're always going to be well managed. But their rotation is filthy. It's been sick. And the past couple of days against the A's, and if you've listened, 3 straight days best bet on the Rays. I mean, they've been clobbering the baseball. They've been pitching the baseball. They've been the hottest team to start the year. And I'll tell you what, though, one sort of caveat to the Rays' hot start, you look at the teams they've played. Played Detroit, played Oakland now, two of sort of the worst teams in the league. I think this is a situation where very soon we're going to be looking to start fading Tampa Bay to try and see if they're as good as their record says, especially when they start playing some legitimate opponents. So we're going to keep an eye on the Rays, and definitely as their schedule gets harder, we're going to be looking to fade them because they're going to be high prices. But at the same time, I mean, tough to fade teams with good pitching. And if you have good starting pitching in the league, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of games. And this Rays team is as advertised. They're a good team. On the flip side, some of the teams in the beginning of the year that maybe have gotten off to bad starts and really sort of been very disappointing. I think the Phillies have to stand out as number one. Now, they get a bit of a pass. They have, they lose Reese Hoskins. Can never pronounce the name. Reese Hoskins. at the end of spring training to that gruesome injury, so he's out for the year. That was a big loss. Bryce Harper's out of the lineup. Um, but I guess the problem with the Phillies is sort of the same problem they had really the beginning of last year, and it's not necessarily the bats. I mean, they've they've hit a fair amount to start the year. It's more their bullpen has been dreadful again, and they can't pitch the baseball. And they had a couple of bad starts. I know Zach Wheeler had gotten off to a bad start. They had a couple bad starts in the rotation against Texas, and they've really sputtered sort of out of the gates. So I'm just wondering with the Phillies. I mean, again, when Harper comes back, that's going to be a big boost to the lineup. But I guess the question for the Phillies is whether they're going to, whether the pitching's going to turn around. And I think the Phillies are going to be one of those teams you bet on, and you're always worried, like towards the later innings, just because you don't know if that bullpen they're sort of one pitch away from blowing the game and killing a bet. So they're going to be a dangerous team to bet on. But at the same time, I would expect them to turn it around at some point because I do think they're better than the way they've been playing. Another team that's been disappointing, I guess there's a few, but second sort of real disappointing teams to start the year, Houston Astros. Kind of a team that a lot of people favored to sort of be the representative of the American League again, the defending champs. And I think this is one of those things. It's baseball. It's a week. Teams get off to bad starts. These things happen. I'm not so much worried about the Astros. I think they've just had a bit of down luck. Tough series against the Twins, who are a good team. I think the series against the Tigers was a little bit concerning just because the pitching wasn't that great. And the Tigers are a bad team that I'm looking to fade most days. So bit of an uneven start there. Yordan Alvarez is a beast, so they'll figure it out. Same thing, they have some injury. Altuve's out, so they have some injury excuses as well. But not a good start for them. Um, Just moving on to sort of maybe not so much disappointments, but teams I think in the early stages you're looking to fade. I think there's two teams that are on their way to 100 losses. You look at the Washington Nationals, they're god awful. I mean, that team is god awful. And this isn't just bitterness from that stupid Josiah Gray play where you lose a 1-0 game in Coors Field. The Nationals have actually rebounded the past couple of days and won some games in Colorado. But you look at the Nationals. I mean, they just fucking suck. I mean, their lineup is fucking terrible. Their pitching staff. It was one of those things where it's amazing to think that this was like a World Series champ like 3-4 years ago, and now you can't name people on their rotation. I mean, it's just complete dumpster fire there. Of course, we can't mention the word dumpster fire without mentioning the Oakland Athletics because they are another team that is shit paced. Looking to fade them every day. Again, three best bets against them. And they're not even, I mean, they're completely overmatched against the Rays. And they, since opening day, haven't really been all that competitive. So another, AAA team, pitching staff you've never heard of. I mean, they trot a guy out there who I think his ERA is in the 30s to start the year. It's just, what can you say? The A's are a bad team. You're looking to fade them a lot. And that's, I think, maybe, you really, how you make your bones in MLB baseball betting is you got to play the numbers. And let's be honest, there are teams I think you're seeing, the Yankees, the Rays, the Braves, who are going to win a lot of games. And you look at sort of the A's, the Nationals, the Royals, they're no good, even though we got to bet through with them yesterday. These are teams that are just going to be bad. They're going to lose about 100 games. And look, if you're betting the teams that are going to win 100 most nights and betting against the teams that are probably going to lose 100 most nights, you're going to make money in the long run. So baseball betting really isn't that complicated. It doesn't have to be fucking rocket science. You just go, you sort of take what they give you. And, I mean, if you're going to give me bets against the A's with, best team in the league against the worst team in the league, I'm going to bet those 100 times out of 100. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's that's how I'm going to make my money. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I guess another team that's disappointing, and this will be the last disappointing team. The Los Angeles Dodgers have gotten off to a bit of a shaky start. Lost a couple guys in the offseason, but were still sort of highly touted. And I don't know. I mean, it's weird. They've had two series against the Diamondbacks, and the Diamondbacks have played it tough. I don't know sort of what the Diamondbacks are as a team. I guess there's a few teams that I'm sort of really the Chicago White Sox. I can't seem to figure out. Can't really figure out the Cardinals, the Brewers. There's a lot of these teams that are sort of these middle of the road teams. The Mets right now, I don't know what they're going to be. I thought they were going to be better, and they've had trouble. Their starting pitching has been up and down, and their lineups up and down. So a lot of in the early season, a lot of sort of wait and see teams. But yeah, the Dodgers have been struggling a little. They get good pitching and things go well. They get bad pitching and it doesn't. That's the story of baseball. So curious to see if the Dodgers turn it around and maybe when they play some worse teams and sort of get away from the Diamondbacks, maybe we'll get a bit of a better sense of what they're going to be. So that's sort of that with respect to the teams. I guess I'll sort of end the video just with some comments in terms of the new rules, and that's I think I don't think the jury is out on the new rules. I think 100% complete success. I mean, baseball's watchable again. The fact that these games, the pace of the games, the time of the games, especially when you're working, like if you've watched the videos, I'm not a professional YouTuber, not a professional gambler. Big Bucks and I, we have jobs, we have lives. Like this is a hobby. We enjoy it. We study it. We do our best to make people money. But I don't live in Vegas. I'm not living in the casino every day. But you get the idea. I mean, it's just even as a fan, and I'm a big Mets fan, and I love to watch the Mets. And in past years, game starts 7:40 and it ends 11:30. I got work tomorrow. Like I don't have time to watch every game till 12 o'clock. And I know the baseball purists, they love their 5 hour games and they love their games that go 15 innings and they have Jason Mansman pitching in the bottom of the 15th. As for me, I'm looking for what other sports give me, especially the winter sports, because I think the winter sports have it down. 2.5 hours, you've gone, you watch the game, it's over. And especially a sport like baseball where you're playing every day. I mean, you see with the baseball picks, it's every day, 15 games, 10 games. It just it's a grind, it's a marathon, and it gets hard to follow a team if every game's 5 hours. So I love the new rule changes. I don't like the violations. Yeah, they stink. I mean, it sucks when you go and your batter strikes out on a pitch clock violation, or there's a walk because of a pitch clock violation, or there's a ball. Like I get it. I mean, nobody likes the violation, but I think that's sort of the cost of getting a sport that is now sort of geared to the. Yeah, I mean the games are just it's completely 2 hours 30-minute games under 2 hours. You could watch a game. You could watch every day and not devote your entire, Sunday evening. I could watch the Mets on Easter Sunday and not lose my entire holiday just, because the game goes 6 hours. So these games are moving. I love the new rules, the bigger bases, encouraging stealing. It's just a different game. I mean, it just looks like a completely different game. The home runner strikeout sort of thing. I mean, you still have your strikeouts, you still have your home runs, but at least there's a sort of different element to the game now where stolen bases do matter, where contact does matter. You look at the Twins Astros extra inning game, and that was two teams sort of, using the new rules, using contact, using old style baseball. And it's just good to see. I mean, it's good to see. And I would think, again, it's everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I would think that, compared to, I would think a baseball purist would like it because it's less just, 4 hours, guys bouncing, 1,800 balls in the dirt, and then you're waiting for the one home run so the game could end, 3-0 on a 3-run homer. I would think the purists would like it. So it's been a fun start to the year. It's been a profitable start to the year. Like I said, expect to see baseball picks every day from now until the start of the football season when, the distinguished G-Gents really get rolling. Definitely check out our UFC videos, especially when a big card comes. We try and do the UFC videos. There'll be baseball picks. I know Big Bucks is doing XFL picks. He may have some more baseball stuff in the future. Obviously, football is going to be coming. We're going to be talking futures. There's just a lot of sports going. We're going to be talking all of it. So definitely stay tuned. Follow us, Twitter at DGents Podcast, as you know, the YouTube channel. Certainly subscribe, give us likes, give us comments. We're really looking for interaction as we try and sort of build it up and hopefully get more of a community aspect to it. I don't know. But yeah, certainly check out all our content. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for, viewing our videos every day. We appreciate it as we're trying to sort of, get started. And other than that, D-Gents, hope you guys have been following. Hope you guys are making some money. That's what we're here for, to try and put some money in your pockets and give you our thoughts. And, even if you don't tail, there are times, if you disagree with a bet the other side. Like, hopefully the information's helpful. And if you're listening and, you don't like what we say and you think we're wrong, bet against it. Because at the end of the day, I think, especially in the gambling community, there's too much sort of feasting on each other. The people who are selling picks and trying to take people's money. And, at the end of the day, like, as gamblers, if you beat the books, everybody is happy. So if you could go, you beat the books, you get money from the bookie. Lord knows their hold is ridiculous. So more winners we have, more D-Gens we have, the better everything will be. So definitely, like I said, you like our content, you want some more information, certainly check us out, subscribe. And other than that, D-Gens, have a wonderful holiday. Happy holidays to sort of everyone who's celebrating, whether it's Passover or Easter. Hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday, and check us out because you'll be seeing a lot of us. So peace out. Have a wonderful rest of your holiday, and let's go Mets.